oftentimes as adults or even teenagers or children, we're going through these massive initiations. It could be addictions, it could be depression, it could be all sorts, like I named prior to where we are now. And when we're in that state of having those experiences, especially when they're frequently, we can really feel like we're fucked up, like there's something wrong with me, like, you know, just be very much in that victim mindset of like, whoa, why is this all happening to me? And when we can start to actually map the timeline of where that's actually coming from, where we can dive into the roots of where that's actually sourcing and stemming from, we can start to see how this is actually something that we have the gift of being able to clear within ourselves, for our ancestors, our family lineages, and for the collective consciousness within the Gaian grids. And that's one of the most beautiful blessings that we can offer to ourselves and to the world within and around us. Like, it's really powerful. Let's continue. With this, we become the observer, and through the eye of the eagle, we see both the finer details and expansive perspectives. We see with crystal clarity the medicine and magic that Mother Jaguar is offering us. Condor also calls us to cultivate fierce compassion for ourselves and for all. We are empowered to be a victor rather than victim of our experiences in life, and as such we carry the confidence to courageously create a different reality for ourselves and ultimately for all. Okay, bonus, I just really feel called to speak to Great Eagle and Condor because Great Eagle represents the mind, just as Mother Jaguar does, and also represents the masculine. And Condor represents our heart, just as Mother Jaguar does, and the feminine within us. And there's this beautiful ancient prophecy about, and I'm just generalizing this in my own words here, this is very natural life coming through for you today. You know, these two used to fly together, side by side, hand in hand with one another. And at some point or another, the condor medicine fell away to the side, and this eagle spirit, the mind, the masculine, was taking charge. But we see now with this fierce feminine rising that Condor is actually coming back, and together we are flying hand in hand, heart in heart, Great Eagle, the mind, the masculine, with Condor, the heart, the feminine. And essentially what this is speaking to is weaving our heart and our mind together as one, not being separate or segregated from one or the other. It's the same as merging and marrying our inner feminine and masculine as one, to be united. And what we can alchemize from within, we are receiving through all. So that's the reflection, because we're projecting out this inner union, or this merging and marrying of our feminine and our masculine, our heart and our mind. We are, like, that's our projection out into the world. That's what we're having reflected back for us. And this leads me to this next part, which really excites me. Dreaming into being. Whether we are consciously aware or not, we are continually dreaming our world, reality, and experiences into being. Unfortunately, many are in a state of deep slumber, forgetting their pure power and sacred gifts of being able to dream into being. Therefore, they feel like a victim in this collective nightmare of their own lives, circumstances, and relationships. It is not enough to merely conceptualize dreaming into being. One must also experience this as a visceral, cellular level activation. Medicine women and men from many ancient and original cultures around the world know how to decipher the language of the universe in all layers of their being and body, energetically, psychologically, emotionally, and physically. Hence, dreaming into being from spirit to matter. Yeah, okay. For women, this is something that I work with very intentionally, especially through our womb mandala and working with the 4 elements within us, and how to really dream from spirit and dream that into being through this earth, give birth to it through this physical reality that we're experiencing right now. It's a little side note. Reach out if you're curious to connect some more on that. Indian shamans believe we access these gifts by expanding and evolving our consciousness and raising our frequency. We come to fathom that we are a mere drop in a vast ocean, distinct yet immersed in something grander than ourselves. Attuning ourselves to the awareness of how all interweaves as one allows us to dream with more purity, presence, power, and prosperity. So what I really mean by that is, like, when you start to recognize that you're a drop in this vast ocean, it's no longer about you. It's actually about the collective dreaming into being. Why are we all here, and what are we co-creating as humankind? What are we creating for this earth and all her creatures and beyond? The Dreamtime creative matrix is not existing outside of us, but is actually within. It interweaves all energy and matter as one. We, the Rainbow Warriors, know that this ability of dreaming into being is a grand gift and part of our soulful responsibilities in sacred service to our beloved Pachamama, Mother Earth, and all her beings. This is a divine duty we choose to accept and honor, not just for ourselves, but for all life and for the generations yet to come, so they may inherit a world of peace and prosperity. Ultimately, the choice is yours. You can choose to continue having the life, experiences, and relationships you are, or you can choose to create a different reality. You can choose to be wounded and traumatized over and over, or you can choose to alchemize wounds into wisdom and transform traumas into treasures. You can choose to be a victim of your life, circumstances, and relationships, or you can choose to be the victor in your story. You can choose to be in a state of poverty consciousness, or you can choose to expand your horizons and take the leap of faith into prosperity consciousness. And I don't just mean in relation to money. That's what's so exciting about both of those terms. Yes, it absolutely can relate to money, but it relates to so many different facets of life. The choice is always yours. You can choose to cultivate a more nourishing relationship with yourself, with others, and live the life you've perhaps never had the confidence, compassion, and courage to dream into being for yourself and ultimately for all. So, my question to you is, what are you dreaming into being? And there's a beautiful quote here at the end of my chapter. Your sacred dream. It comes with a mandate to create beauty, to heal suffering, to dream worlds into being, beginning with your world. And this is by Dr. Alberto Villoldo. So, we did it. We got there. Thank you for tuning in.